So in this Borderlands 3 video, I'm going to be showing off some legendaries that you can get at an early level. And no, that doesn't mean that these weapons are going to suck. The reason why I'm doing this is because, well, there's a lot of new players in Borderlands 3, and a lot of players don't have all the time in the world to be playing the game. So I figured this would be something to help out players that aren't exactly super far into Borderlands 3 quite yet. These are some legendaries that you can get really early on. And a lot of players that are further into the game, you might have passed these up, and these could be something that you may want to collect. I mean, totally up to you though. Personally, I love collecting legendaries, so if there's a new one that I haven't quite got, which there's tons right now, I like figuring out how to get it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into these early legendaries. How these are ordered are from the ones that you can get the earliest to the furthest in the game. Keep in mind though, all of these legendaries are going to be early in the game. For the first one that I'll be showing you will be located on Pandora in the Droughts zone. So yeah, basically in the very beginning. And once you're here, the legendary that you have a chance at getting will be located over at this mini boss you can find over here. That's what I'm just going to call it because this is how you get the specific legendary. So yeah, it's really easy to farm. It's not too far from the actual spawn location with the Droughts. And just because they are early in the game doesn't mean they are bad. You can get these higher level, of course, and they can come with different perks. It's just their uniqueness about them that make them legendary. And for them being in the very beginning, a lot of players probably pass these up, because a lot of players are just grinding through the main story at the moment and not focusing as much exploring around. Anyways, once you get over here, there's going to be a unique Varkid that will come out of the cave, unless of course you've already taken out this unique Varkid. As you can see, it is called Lavender Crawley, and this isn't the only Crawley that we'll be facing. There is a family of them. I'm not exactly sure what this is referencing, but one thing to know from these unique Varkids, they definitely seem pretty fancy, which makes me assume that they are wealthy, especially because of the unique weapon that we get. As you can see, I'm currently using it right now. But anyways, once you take out Lavender Crawley, that'll actually spawn in 2 more Crawleys, and then you have to take those out, which by the way, Bobby Crawley is actually wearing a monocle and a top hat. So yeah, he is a pretty fancy Varkid. But anyways, once you take these out, this will spawn even more Crawleys, and you have to take these out, and this is how the farm starts. And also you complete the crew challenge if you haven't exactly done that challenge quite yet here. But yeah, you'll just have to keep rinsing and repeating, taking out these unique Varkids over and over until you finally get your hands on the bankrolled predatory lending. This is the weapon that literally has money as its ammo source. And its flavored text reads, "Bullets are cheap, but not that cheap." This makes sense actually. And as for the stats of the weapon, I don't really want to get too deep about, just because they can look completely different for you when you actually acquire this. Except for the part where it shoots out money. That's the uniqueness about it. Okay, so for this next legendary that you can get early in the game is also unique because of its ammo. What's unique about this one, it's not firing money or anything, but it has a bottomless mag, which makes it so you don't technically ever need to reload the gun. You just use all the ammo that you have. However, it can overheat. It actually has a funny animation sometimes where you shoot a sprinkler gun on the gun to cool it down. Sheesh, that's a lot of guns. And you start it back up like you're starting up a push mower or something. But yeah, as you can see, it has graffiti over it to give it more of a unique look, and the flavored text for it says "Get back, Spithead," which this is a reference from The Dark Crystal, which is a 1982 puppet animated dark fantasy adventure film. Actually, how the name of the gun came to be is also another reference to The Dark Crystal. The thing that says "Get back, Spithead" is actually a giant bird within the film, and as you know, you have to take out this giant bird to get this Skeksis legendary weapon. Skeksis, I mean, they're pretty similar. It's pretty cool how they tied in all of this for the weapon. Which, by the way, you can find this giant bird to farm over here, once again on Pandora, at the Ascension Bluff. As you can see, it's literally right by the catch-a-ride in the spawn station for this area. Not far whatsoever. Very easy to farm. Anyways, now we're going to be traveling over to Promethea, and we're going to be heading to Meridian Metroplex. Once here, you just want to simply go over to this little section of the map. And when you get here, you'll have a crew challenge to take out Baron Noggin. Now you can actually farm this boss to get a legendary grenade called EMP. And as you can see, the flavored text for this one says drop the shields. Of course, my statistics are going to be different than yours. Here's how the grenade works though. As you can see, its explosion is a pulse of energy and it teleports to its target. It's not the strongest grenade, but it's a grenade you can get early on, and it does help with taking out shielded enemies as well. Okay, so up next here, I have for you a legendary shotgun that you can get called the Redundant Fiebert. This is located on the planet Promethea at the zone Letra City. Once you're here, you want to go to this section on your map. As you can see, right around where I'm located at. It's not too far from where you spawn at here. Anyways, once you get over here, you'll actually encounter two unique enemies named Wick and Morty. When you see these enemies, if you've ever seen Rick and Morty, you immediately know this reference here. But yeah, this is an Easter egg over the Rick and Morty TV series, and it's a pretty unique one too. One of the most creative ones that I've seen so far. And it's really early in the game too, which is also pretty cool. But yeah, these enemies you can farm over and over, and they have a chance to drop a legendary shotgun called Redundant Fiebert. Overall, this isn't a bad shotgun. Here's a little taste of it in action. This legendary shotgun is pretty good, and it can shoot pretty far for it being a shotgun. This weapon is also shielded when you zoom in with it, which this does help protect us. And by the way, before I move on to the next one, the flavored text for this one says faster than all estimates, just in case some of you might want to know. I know personally I love checking out the flavored text that are on the legendary weapons. But yeah, once again, that's the Redundant Fiebert. It's a legendary shotgun, and it's pretty solid. Anyways, up next here, I got for you another legendary shotgun, and this one is called the One Pump Chump. So, I don't know if you all saw what happened there, but what's special about this unique legendary shotgun is, yeah, for one, it shoots far once again, but it also has a 50% chance not to consume ammo when fired. And in this beginning clip that I showed you, I managed to pull off 5 shots before I actually had to reload it. Which is pretty awesome, especially how much damage this thing can deal. Now keep in mind your damage and reload speed as well as weapon zoom could be completely different from mine. Those statistics are not set in stone. What is set in stone though is the very bottom perk. As you can see, 50% chance not to consume ammo when fired. You all will also have that. Also the flavored text, which says I swear that has never happened before. But yeah, this One Pump Chump can be gotten pretty early in the game. That's the reason why I'm adding it to this list. And also because I personally really like this one. Anyways, it can be gotten from Promethea. And once we're on Promethea, once again, we're going to be heading over to Letra City. And at this place, there's actually going to be another legendary that you can find. And it'll be located down in the subway over here. If you come on down into this area and follow where the subway used to roll, as you see, I took a left here, and then I just continued to follow this for a little while. Eventually, you'll come to an area that looks like this. Just head up onto this platform, and back in this eerie hallway, there are a bunch of mechanisms that you can tinker with, such as spinning a valve, pulling some levers, and pressing a button. Now, I'm sure there is a pretty efficient pattern out there on how to do this fast and efficient, but for me, I just pulled levers, pressed the button, spin the valve, until eventually I had all of the TVs colored up. That's how you get the door to open. As you can see, the door is surrounded by those TVs, and these mechanisms are what turn them on. You're just going to have to find a correct sequence to get them all active. It seems like for the most part, it's pretty randomized. But yeah, once you get all the TVs on, as you can see, one punch will come storming through the door. Now be cautious of this unique enemy because it can literally take you out in one hit. It's pretty insane. But yeah, this is the boss that you're going to be required to farm in order to get the One Pump Chump. and thankfully you don't spawn too far from One Punch, so you can farm him. It didn't take many tries for me to get mine, but it may be completely different to you. It all depends on your RNG. And once again, this is an Easter egg to the anime One Punch Man. But yeah, I guess that's all wrapping up this video. Hopefully this does help some of you out. I'm out here though, everyone. If you want, feel free to leave a like on the video, and hey, maybe subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content. As always, that is totally up to you. Thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.